What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Dreamin', so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. Okay, guys, let's talk about the market activity and specifically purchases because we don't have access to rental data, and I'm not tracking that regularly, but I just wanted to show you that there's an interesting spike that's happened here over the past couple of days, and specifically yesterday, right? So if I'm looking at March 10th, you can see there was a massive spike in this red line, which is the amount, right, the quantity of cards that were purchased. Obviously, the amount in terms of dollars has come down, but what does that signal to me? Well, somebody's buying up a bunch of probably cheap 1 BCX cards, right? So they don't cost a lot, but they're buying up a bunch of them at like low levels or low BCX or whatever the case is, right? So the quantity of cards is higher. You had something kind of opposite to that the previous day where it was a high dollar amount, but low cards. And here's the thing, 1-2 days, like this doesn't make a trend, but seeing a spike like this, right? And let me go to the 3-month here just to give context. Seeing a spike like this is the first time we've seen we've seen spikes like these in the past, but this is the first time we're seeing it post survival mode release, right? The last time that it spiked up like this was 11,000 cards early February, right? And then you had something in January 21st. So here's the thing. Again, I don't want to attribute too much to this, but the other kind of insight that we can take from this is that over the past couple of weeks, like you go to, we'll call it like mid-February here, February 18th, you can clearly see the blue line, right? Let me see if I can get rid of the red. You can see that the blue line is on an uptrend for whatever reason, right? So you probably have a lot of folks in the game, probably the whales or the folks that are really into survival mode or were anticipating survival mode, start to collect cards. You can see the market activity start to increase based off of that. And again, it's slight, it's not anything major, but if you go, to let's actually take a look at the 6-month here, just out of curiosity. We obviously had way more volume back in the past, but whatever this lull has been here, and I call out this lull mainly because this has been the time when market sentiment has gotten really bad, right? So post-election, things were up a little bit, but after the inauguration, we'll just say like mid-January or so, the entire market has been down, yet the market around Splinterlands stayed somewhat consistent and now seems to be on the rise again, with Bitcoin back down at like 76K yesterday. I think it's at 81K this morning. But either way, you can see how cards are looking. You can see how the volume in US dollar is looking. And we know that there are upcoming catalysts for land, which could be a big thing that gets more cards, put on land. And of course, Conclave Arcana. So again, I'm not looking at this and saying like, oh my gosh, things are about to get crazy. I'm just saying that the last couple of days are interesting as we're starting to see this spike. We are seeing a massive amount of rewards come out for survival mode, and I did a video on that yesterday, right? I think some folks at the top are making like 1,000 SPS per win, 1,000 SPS per win, right? Like that's not an insignificant amount of money by any means. And so if we're seeing that and people are trying to take advantage and arbitrage that opportunity, stuff like this doesn't surprise me. Now, we'll have to see if it's sustained, right? Maybe this could just be one player coming in, spent $5,000 yesterday and bought 10,000 cards. But again, you start to see that more consistently and people, kind of moving forward with this, that'll be a major catalyst to really soak up a lot of the extra cards in the marketplace. Now, the other major thing that I think a lot of folks, including myself, are waiting for is what does the rental market look like once everything goes into seasonal rentals, right? That's coming out in a little bit more than a week, or actually in about a week from now, March 18th. So once that does go live, you'll see all of the previous, all the daily rentals shift over. I don't know if people will go heavy into them. I mean, this is something that I'm kind of tracking peripherally as if like, if the rewards are good or continue to be good in survival mode, maybe I do spend, a couple thousand DEC to go in and just grab a bunch of cards, right? Right now, there isn't as much competition in the seasonal rentals. Surprisingly, I thought it would be more, but sometimes it takes a little time for these things to go. And, people who posted their cards, but maybe aren't checking, posted their cards to rent, right? But aren't really checking, all that stuff is just going to naturally shift over to seasonal rentals in a week anyway. And we'll see what ends up happening if the market becomes a little bit more efficient, a little bit more competitive, and some of those prices come down. and people then go in and start taking advantage of that. So, like I said, that's something that I'm kind of watching just peripherally. I'm playing in survival mode here and there. It's not a big part of my strategy, but I'm enjoying it. Right? There's a certain type of thrill that comes with it, and so being able to go out and grab some extra cards for an entire season and have those be the main focus of like what I'm doing and what I'm playing. I don't know, that to me could, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's thinking that way, right? Now, you still may get people that go out and just buy the cards because, they're relatively cheap right now, and survival mode is offering this, and they're probably thinking long term. Like the folks that are really like heavy into the game and really bullish on it long term probably don't mind buying a bunch of these Chaos Legion cards, specifically like the cheap ones like Chaos Legion, right? Thinking and expecting the market to rise, new players to come in, marketing, all that stuff. Again, none of this behavior surprises me, but it is interesting to see, especially when you kind of zoom out the way that we have. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Very curious to hear how your strategy has kind of evolved around this over the last couple of weeks now that we've had survival mode. We've seen the earnings of survival mode, and it is this new opportunity to actually earn within the game. Very curious to hear. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.